Hey guys, James here, back with another video. It's been a while since I've released one, but we're back into the swing of things, so expect more videos to come. But we've got this today. This is the Rokin Accent Micro. These are, again, truly wireless in-ears. And so Rokin, sent these out to me actually about 2 months ago, and so I've actually had quite a bit of time to actually listen to these and actually really evaluate my thoughts on these. So this will be an unboxing, but it'll also be a kind of a review as well. So if we look on the packaging, you can see some of the specs. So it's a really tiny earbud. It's got 15 hours of music / talk time. There is mics built in. It comes with this portable charging case, and it also has an app where you can have this Find My Earbuds. It says it's the actual size. It's not really the actual size, I found. They have, an app for both the App Store and the Google Play Store. And let's get straight into it. So it comes in this kind of sleeve, and then you can see the Rokin logo. Open it up, elevate your sound. We have the thing where you can charge it up, and you go to that website to get started. So let's just take everything out. So we have everything on hand. Let's unbox this. All right, and here. So this is magnetic flap, as you can see that. Cool. So we'll put this aside for now. You get safety information, don't need that. We get, ooh, this is interesting. It's a USB-A converter to a USB Type-C converter. So if you don't have a charging cable that supports USB Type-C, then you can have this, because this cable that they provide is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C. So if you didn't have one that's an A to a C, then essentially you have one here. And that just becomes your standard USB cable. That's pretty cool. And it's great that they've included it in the box as well. Next, you have just extra earbuds. So the ones that are on there at the moment usually are the mediums. So these are the large and the small. So we put them to the side here. Then we get to the actual thing itself. So it comes in this plastic covering. Now at the bottom you can see that there is a USB Type-C port, which is great. I like how they're moving to USB Type-C, and that because micro USB is kind of old news now. Everyone's using Type-C. To check the battery, all you have to do is kind of just tap it, and you can see that it's about 50%. So it'll be 25, 50, 75, and 100%. Yeah, and then when it charges, it does flash here. So here you can see it's got the branding Rokin, and it's a case. Now this top bit is metal, whereas the bottom bit is plastic, however. So metal top bit, which is great, feels nice. The bottom is plastic, has this kind of lined, textured feel, which is nice. Though I actually would have preferred if they went metal all around, but obviously would have increased the cost of everything. I'm sure there's a reason why they maybe had to go metal. Now in here, by default, they have this kind of charging inhibitor plastic stuff, so you can't actually charge them with them on. So you just got to make sure that they come out. But essentially, once you put them in, you can see the LED indicator is now red. And if I do the same with this, you can see that it is now charging. So if we take them out, they enter a pairing mode. But just to quickly show you, that's what it looks like on the inside. Inside is metal. It has this kind of little thing sticking out. It's like a spring, and I'm pretty sure that's what activates the charge, I guess. And it's magnetic closed, so that's pretty nice as well. So pairing is pretty simple. So you can see this is the right earbud. You can see it's flashing. It's looking for a pair. So we're going to go Rokin Accent Right. So just because it pairs the right hand side doesn't mean that the left isn't paired. So what happens is, I'm going to stick this in my ear. I should also hear it on the left hand side. So what happens is, when you actually take out both, it will say stereo pair connected. It will detect that you have taken 2 out of the case. If you just take 1 out, it only activates a mono, so that's different as well. So you can independently use this like left hand side only or right hand side only as mono, or you can use both as stereo. Now as you can see, this is how it fits in my ear. It doesn't look that bad actually. It doesn't stick out that much. The only feedback that I would give to the design of this was that this kind of rubber stuff, it keeps coming out. It's supposed to sit just on the edge here. It's a little fidgety to get it kind of in that right spot. So now it's kind of okay. So that's my only gripe. But in terms of the actual labels, you can see here, one is labeled left, one is labeled right. So very easy to know which one goes in your ears. And you essentially want, see how it's angled? You want the angle to face forward. So essentially forward facing, and that's where I put it into my ears. If you try to do it the other way around, it's not gonna fit in your ears. So that's that. Stereo pair connected. Now another thing which does happen with these earbuds is that when you press the play button, it kind of fades in. It is an automatic start stop. So yeah, that's the only thing. Same with watching media. If it stopped playing something and you play something again, there's a fade in, and it's interesting. I'm not sure why they do that, but that's just something. It's not that big. I've been using these for a while. I mean, the quality and the kind of ease of use, you overlook that kind of stuff. But it's just one of those small things. So how does it sound? I'm sure you guys want to know exactly how this sounds. These sound actually really, really good. The bass response is actually really nice. You get a lot of sub bass in there. You're not going to get your lowest low sub bass, but there is a lot of punch and a lot of kick. I would say that the highs get a little harsh sometimes, and what you can do is you can use the EQ to actually change that. So there's a Rokin app. So this is the app by Rokin. It tells you the percentage of battery life. So obviously my left is 100%, my right is 98%. And you can see kind of like the controls. It's kind of like a user manual right inside the app, which is great. So you can see all those functions. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Now, the cool thing is that you can change the sound signature. So over here, there's a few different presets. So you have the flat preset, which is on now. You have electronic, which kind of boosts the low and kind of cuts off the really high harshes. You have acoustic, which dips the mids. You have rock, and then you have the bass booster. Now, I use the bass booster and electronic, I think. Those two, I would say, make things a bit more balanced. But generally, I just leave it flat. So what happens is, for example, let's just say you want to go electronic. You click update, and then essentially sends that EQ data into the earphones. So then now it's using that. It will stay there until you decide to change it. So let's just make it flatten again. You can also get the user manual directly from the app, which is great. Now, as you can see here, this is a different style. So this is the Accent Charge. These are the Accent Micros. So the Accent Charge is essentially the same earbud. It's just a larger case for charging. So Accent Micro is the ones that we're looking at. So you can go there, get the thing, and just some other stuff here. So overall, I think it's a great product. I will say these are my new daily kind of wireless Bluetooth in-ear drivers. I don't use the Havit ones anymore. I found that this case is much thinner. I think I prefer this case because it can really fit in my pocket, nice and smooth, and I don't have to fiddle around. Like, I only have to open this once, everything's in there. Whereas with the other one, there was 2 sections and you had to kind of fiddle around. You know, the sound quality I find is just under the Havits. Or the H1 grooves, whatever you want to call that. But I would say that the Rokins are much better for the price. So these, this kind of kit sells for roughly $90 US. Now that is really cheap for, I think, this entire product. The fact that it's portable, it's USB Type-C, the battery charges quite quickly as well. And the earphones charge up quite fast. The quality is great. The ease of use is great. These generally do work. It can be a little bit troublesome to sometimes pair with for example, my laptop. So these are Bluetooth, right? So they can work with my laptop. And I use them sometimes. However, it does take a while for Windows to register that stereo pair sometimes. But it doesn't take that long. It takes maybe 1 to 2 minutes sometimes. But when you're using a laptop, it's not really on the go. But with the phone, it's always instant, always works, which is great. That's what you want. The only things, as I said, that I didn't really like, these rubber edge things, they can come out quite easily. I love how these buttons are capacitive touch. They're not a physical button, which is great. So when I press this once, I'm just literally pressing, it's almost like I'm pressing plastic, but it's really, really great because I don't have to fiddle with the button like I did with the Havits. And I feel like these just fit a lot better overall, and they feel nice. You know, they don't really feel intrusive, and it just works. Now, that's just my ears. You may have a specific kind of ear fit which it doesn't really work for you, but for me, I found that these work so much better than the H1 grooves or the Havit 1Gs, whatever you want to call it. The only thing is that these are not Qi wireless compatible charging. If you want that, you need to go with the Accent Charge Plus. That's the longer case with the higher battery life, of course, and it does have Qi wireless. But overall, I would say these are my new favorite in-ears. For example, just putting them in, it's as simple as that, and they start charging, and there you go. It's really simple. I love these, my new favorite ones. I would definitely recommend it until something else comes along. But truly wireless, it's great. It doesn't fall out of my ears, and they are sweat proof. They're great for gymming and stuff like that. The only comment that I did say to Rokin is that, you know, I wanted, in terms of that app, I wanted a graph where I could EQ myself. So, for example, if you love a lot of bass but you don't want anything else, you can make your own custom curve. They did say that that is something that they are looking into in the future, so that's great. And I definitely look forward to that. But these are definitely my new favorite ones. I would suggest, yeah, you go ahead and get these. I'll leave links in the description below. And yeah, can't say more about this. Really love it. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I will try my best to answer every single one. But I don't know how to say more about this. This is a great set of in-ears. And yeah, I've been using this for 2 months and I don't really have any major complaints. I've already kind of voiced those out already. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. Like it if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Again, if you have any questions or if you have any comments about this particular in-ears, then I will try my best to answer them as soon as I can. Subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.